Great. So it's our first session, and let's begin with our introductions first, so that we can get to know each other really well. Because next 4 months we are going to spend a lot of time together. Yes, some of you I know from that class. Okay. So let's start with your introduction. Who wants to give it?
I'll give a start. My name is Rajesh Singh, and I'm first year student from Vasanta College, PhD. And I've opted for this specialization in human resource, and I'm really looking to learn a lot of things from you, ma'am.
I can't hear you fully. Last two lines was completely off.
Hello,
Yeah.
am I audible?
Lot of disturbance. Why there was a disturbance in audio?
I think there's some.
Yeah. If you can just repeat last two lines, what are you doing and all that?
Ma'am, I'm first year student in Vasanta College for Women, and I have also opted for this course, and I'm really looking forward to learn a lot of things. That's what I.
Okay. Right, Shreya, can we have your intro now?
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Good evening. I am Shreya De. I am a first year student in Vasankorna Mahavidyalaya with English honors. I have lot of hobbies like listening to music, singing, dancing, go for wandering, cooking, but I like most gardening.
Okay. All right, good. So one question, very common to everyone, is why HR specialization? Shreya, yeah, this question was to you. Is that your introduction?
Sorry, ma'am.
Why HR specialization?
Yeah.
Why have you chosen human resource as a specialization for this course?
I like this course because I want to be a manager, HR.
Okay. Next, let's do with Vanshika. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm Vanshika and I'm from Jharkhand. I'm in third year in BHU pursuing English honors. And I chose this course because I think HR management includes a lot of communication skills and it doesn't require a lot of tech skills, which I don't have. So I think it would be suitable for me. That's why I chose it. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Ricky.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Tripti Dubey. I belong to Devariya and I am pursuing my graduation from BHU VKM. And I am here to learn new things and improve myself.
Why HR is specialization?
Ma'am, HR is people oriented and I think, ma'am, and I like to work with team. So that's why I'm here.
Yes, Apurva.
Good evening, ma'am. This is Apurva, and currently I'm pursuing my BA honors in geography from Vasanta College for Women, which is an affiliation to Banaras Hindu University. I'm in my second year. To be precise, I'm giving my exams of my second year. And ma'am, I have chosen HR as a specialization because since I'm aspiring to get into civil services, and there I have to work with people. It's a people oriented job. So again, I should know the like the ability of interacting with people. So yeah, that's the reason. And also, I want to add one of the dimensions to my personality. So yeah, that's why.
Very nice. Okay. Yes, Prerna. Would you be able to speak, right?
Uh, Ma'am, basically I'm at the office, but still right now I'm here at Inventions. I have taken just switched to HR and admin, and I'm currently pursuing at a practical thing as well. The reason why I chose this specialization because I really enjoy the entire process of recruitment and hiring because we get to interact with people and we get to know more new people and get to learn about new profiles.
Mhm.
And I thoroughly enjoy the entire process. So this is the reason why I want to pursue it and why I chose this course.
Okay, very nice. That's good to know. All right, so welcome to your. Garvita is not able to speak much, so she has messaged that her throat is not well, so she's not. So we will take her introduction some other day. So a little bit about me is I am Archana Kurana Sharma. I have been an HR professional for almost 80 plus years now. I have been working in various corporates after completing my post graduation from Symbiosis first and then IIM Ahmedabad. I did leadership jobs till 10 years of my lifetime in corporates. And after that, during my maternity, we decided that I'll be pursuing my another dream, which is kind of starting my own entrepreneurial division called HR Human Rhythms. So currently, I am heading my own company, which is HR Human Rhythms. Here, what we do is basically we have a lot of clients in smaller companies, medium small companies, which is generally be known as MSME sector. What we do is we provide complete HR handholding for MSME sector, various organizations. Majorly, the companies who are not able to afford, people like us who are, if they hire us, it will become too costly for them for heading their HR. So we will provide them consulting in a very cost-effective manner so that they can utilize our skills and knowledge and expertise, yet they will be able to do a lot of good things in HR. That's the whole idea about our organization. Teaching has always been my first love. So training and teaching is something that I really love doing. And hence I have been part of YSI from day one when we started these HRM classes. Also, I take a lot of classes with LPU, NDIM, IIM Shillong, and IIM. That's about it. I hope I will be able to do justification to what you want to study and learn, and will be able to give you enough guidance. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you all about is basically that we will be starting these sessions purely on a very practical note. Because I'm sure you understand when we talk about mini MBA, the course has been designed majorly by me only. So this course has been designed keeping in mind that in these 4 months that we have for studying HR, everything practically that needs to be done in the office would be given to you so that you can start from very first day when you go to the office. At least you can begin working as an HR person professional on the very first day. Hence you will see, at least in my classes, I'm not sure about what Hardik sir and how he teaches the classes, but my classes will be very less theory and more of practical. So I'll be giving you a lot of assignments to work on. I will be giving you live projects, which our company gets. So I'll be involving you in those live projects so that you can get first-hand experience working with me, one, and second with the client directly that we have. It can be on hiring, it can be on sourcing, it can be on creating a good performance management system, or anything. Whatever topics that I am taking in these classes in 4 months, you will be able to get an exposure on all those areas. Only request is that you have to do a lot of research, maybe self-study a little bit, studying from books and getting to know the content. Though we will try our best that at least one day we talk about content in terms of theoretical knowledge, because there are few scientific models of HR in various subjects that has to be utilized in organization. So in order to understand those models, we will obviously go in the theory way, but understanding those, how to utilize or how to actually implement those models in the practical things, that also I want to do. Right? So time is very less. Course content is huge. We studied this entire course content in 2 years, and you are going to study in just 4 months. So imagine the kind of pressure you are going to feel. Right? When we were in IIM Ahmedabad, we used to hardly sleep. So by 9:30, our classes we used to get over. We used to get presentations or case studies to work on. Till 2 o'clock, we used to prepare all that. Morning 8:30 was the classes. Right? In between, you have to do your dinner and breakfast and all that. Right? So grilling, gruesome 2 years. So this is what I am going to give you for 4 months. I am going to take your sleep away. Right? It's just that you need to be uh, willingly. You have to be willing enough to give that to us as well. All right. All okay with that? Everybody is fine. So if you have gone through the case, the course, I'm sure you must have seen that what kind of topics we have, what are the things that we are going to cover here. I'll just share the screen. So you all can see the screen, right? So the first topic is manpower planning. So let's begin with that. That what do you understand by manpower planning? You all have seen and gone through the course details, right? Correct? You can raise your hands and let me know. You know the course details. Yes or no?
Ma'am, if you could please repeat, I couldn't get you.
I'm saying that have you all gone through the course details completely? The syllabus for the course.
No, ma'am, we
No,
don't have
ma'am,
syllabus.
we don't have any this kind of syllabus.
Actually, not seen the syllabus. Let me try and show you that as well.
Ma'am, your voice is coming low.
Voice is breaking.
Ma'am, it's very low.
Check the volume and everything. I think it could be because of the network issues. Better now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you understand by manpower planning? What is your idea about it? If you have ever read about it, heard this thing, this particular phrase, what do you know about manpower planning?
Ma'am, may I?
Yeah, please tell me.
So, ma'am, manpower planning is basically trying to get a sort of analysis of the qualities or the capabilities of a particular person, and then driving it in a way where it can be fully utilized. So, yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? it's okay. Don't be afraid of speaking. See, till the time you will not interact, you will not speak, you will never get to know the answers. Correct?
Ma'am, we can also say that effective and optimum utilization of the people which we have as a resource. So manpower basically deals with the planning of the human resource or the workforce which we have.
Right? Absolutely. That's the right answer. So, see, it's very simple that whenever you have to bring how the planning is being done. So, for example, you have to start your company tomorrow, right? Just take an example that you're thinking of designing, that you have a product that you want to sell. So, you have decided about everything. What is the product that you are going to do? You have the capital or the funding with you. Now, what is the next step? How will you sell your products out? You will need human beings, right? You need the people who will do this kind of job for you. How are you going to bring in the people in your organization? Totally depending upon what kind of role they are going to play in that organization. So manpower planning is nothing else, just this much only, that you have to design and find out what role each person is going to play in the organization, what kind of skill set that would be required. That skill set can be, their qualifications, their experience, their exposure towards doing a similar kind of job in the market earlier. And then, for example, I'm sure you must have seen a lot of advertisements in the newspaper, right? Especially if you have read Times of India or all other kind of newspaper, they have this particular segment of jobs. So there they put their job advertisements mentioning about what position they require, what kind of eligibility criteria means, what kind of qualification is required, what experience do they require, right? So that is basically the job design and job role that the person has to play in the organization. Now, manpower planning also consists of that how many people would be required in the company, right? So suppose if I have to start my own organization, I have 2 crore capital with me. Out of 2 crores, now I have to purchase the product also, which I'm going to sell if I'm just trading, right? Either I will manufacture or I'll trade, right? These are the only 2 options for building a business. So if I'm trading the product, what I'll do is I'll bring in that product in the organization. I'll have to shell out some money. Second is then you'll have to put some amount of money to bring the right people in the company. So you have to decide earlier in advance that I'll have to hire 10 people currently till the time I have this 2 crore capital with me. Once this capital increases, the cash fund will keep coming in with the product sale. Then we might hire a few more people in the organization. Right? So that particular bit is called workforce planning or manpower planning in human resource job. Now, workforce planning in majority of the organization is a strategic function. But still, we are starting our classes with that purely because if you have not understood this bit of HR, this particular function of HR, it would be very difficult to understand rest other things because all other things in human resource management is attached to this particular topic. So when we say strategic portion of HR is workforce planning and manpower planning, is what you understand by strategic. What does this word strategy mean to you?
Strategy means prior planning to do something. Like we make some particular plan that how we are going to deal with something.
Sorry?
Strategy basically means the prior planning. Like we make some plans or strategy to start something new. So that basically deals with strategy.
Okay. What else can strategy be?
Ma'am, prior planning for achieve something or target.
Okay. What else?
Ma'am, strategy basically involves like the first step of any particular strategy making would be to analyze the particular work thoroughly and then start planning or then start using your intellect and then form a particular plan. So basically forming a plan after studying or analyzing the whole thing is called strategy.
So what strategy would be required in human resource management? What strategy has to play a role? Why are we talking about it here in human resource management? Numbers don't get so serious. Just as I said, we are going to interact a lot. I really want all of you to talk. Because if you talk, you will get to know so many things. You will get to know what you know already, and you have never discovered that. So every organization, what they do generally is that they decide in advance that what kind of vision the company will have for at least 20 years. So that vision will keep them up to date of what they have to do year on year. So let's take the same example that we were talking about. So suppose you have to start your own business, right? With the crore capital you have. Now, will you start a business without thinking about future, that what are you going to do in future? Right? That's not going to happen. So you will have at least a vision and planning for 5 years or 10 years in advance. That's what you will see. That today, if I'm starting my business on 11th of June 2022, so by 2027, at least I'll be able to bring in 10 crores of business or revenues. Correct? At least that much thing will be there. And also, you will be talking about how are you going to do this. So vision is that you have a dream that you want to see and you want to fulfill. That's your desire. Now, how are you going to do that? So that how part is basically the strategies that you are going to create. So your strategy in marketing, your strategy in finance, your strategy in operations, your strategy in sales, and your strategy in human resource management. So all these major functions will have their own strategies on which the organization will be built up properly. So these strategies are basically what? These are planning for the forecasting for the future, which you are doing right away, keeping in mind that what exactly is the goal that you have to achieve. Most organization has a strategist or the senior level people like CHROs, CMOs, CEOs, CXOs. All these people basically what they do, they don't do any manual job, right? They don't create files, they don't really do anything. What they do is they strategize about the future, how and where the market audience would be, how many people would be required in the company, if we have some certain new roles that has to be brought in, everything about how the company can grow. That growth strategy has to be decided in the human resource management also. And that is the reason why when till the time you will not have an experience of running a human resource department for 5-10 years, you will not be able to do a proper workforce planning or manpower planning for the organization. But we are just giving you this understanding for workforce planning is purely because this is one area which requires every human resource professional to become the business HR as well. Because this is what is in demand right now. You cannot just be doing the operational job of HR. हायर किया रख लिया पता ही नहीं है क्यों रख रहे हैं पता ही नहीं है क्यों सैलरी देना है कितना बजट है there are so many people in HR even now who works like that. And हो भी सकता है when you go and enter in an organization they will give you the similar kind of job where they will say कि तुम्हें पता नहीं होना है तुम्हें सिर्फ operations करना है. But we are giving you that much of knowledge, we are giving you that much of content that you need to be aware that what you are doing, you should know why you are doing it. Right? So suppose you are hiring a sales manager for your organization tomorrow. So you should be aware कि sales manager मैं hire कर तो रही हूँ उसकी salary 50,000 है पर क्यों उसकी salary 50,000 है? Why are we giving our sales manager 50,000 rupees? Why do we need only an MBA in sales? Why don't we have any other person who is good in sales? Because for sales, you don't need an MBA generally in sales. So there are a lot of techniques that we talked about in MBA. But people generally are. Suppose you go to a mall for shopping. और मॉल भी छोड़ दो आप छोटे से किसी शॉप पे भी चले जाओ अपने घर के आसपास if there is a superstore or there is a supermart I am sure the salesman would be able to sell you the things upscaling बहुत अच्छी कर लेते हैं इसको. Like I tell you my example very recently I have been to a shoe store right it was not really in the mall it was a very local shop right? But because I was in an urgency so I thought I'll just buy from here. I went there. I started looking for a pair of shoes. So the sales guy was there. He started showing. He left everything else and he just came to us. I don't know why he came to us, but yes, he came. And he was like, he started showing different kind of pairs. I told him very specifically, I need black office shoes. That's all because I'm in hurry right now. But he kept showing me different kind of things, different variety, with a lot of what do you call it? His every very detail oriented. He was telling me about the shoe, what kind of heels it has. It has a rubber sole, everything. So he was very precise in explaining the things about various things. And trust me, when I came out, I had three pair of shoes. With me. I went only for one, and we thought we'll just go and in 10 minutes I know what I want. If I want it, I'll not take. My husband says that you spent 45 minutes in a shoe store without even any planning. So this is what a good salesman can do. And he was, I'm sure he was not even fully educated. Forget about MBA. I'm sure he was not even a graduate. But his knowledge and understanding about his product was so thorough that he made sure he understood what I was looking for. He understood that I don't wear that blingy thing, very simple stuff, corporate office wala stuff I wear mostly. So he brought whatever he has in our size and he said, this take this color, this is also looking good, blah blah blah, and he made sure that he made the same. So the idea is when you're in an organization, it's very important to know about that what role you are creating in an organization and why that role requires what kind of qualification and a set of things that is required. Right? That's called workforce planning. Which is called, if you can see this second slide in the PPT, it is called job analysis. You have to do analysis of the job very thoroughly, making an understanding कि क्या रोल है और क्यों ऐसा रोल कंपनी के अंदर हमने बनाया है क्यों हम उसको इतनी सैलरी देंगे क्यों कम सैलरी में नहीं ला सकते या क्यों बेहतर सैलरी में नहीं ला सकते why are we fixing these budgets why are we looking at these colleges only to hire this person why we are looking at 5 years of experience and not 10 years of experience all these whys you can answer when you do the job analysis. So a lot of research is required in job analysis to fix up that position in your company. So, for example, now I am giving you an exercise right now to do. If you have your notebooks and everything in handy with you, it would be really good. So, similar example that you have to hire a sales manager for an organization. Correct? Now, this organization is basically a FMCG company. FMCG companies are basically fast moving consumer goods. It can be anything. It can be a soap, it can be a shampoo, it can be a talcum, anything. Right? So it's an FMCG company. You need to hire a sales manager for an FMCG company. Now I want you to do a quick job analysis of this particular role. Let's see what you write. So what you have to write is position. You have to write what kind of qualifications you will need for this particular person, what experience you will require, and उससे काम क्या क्या कराओगे. Just try writing it. Right? So you have 5-6 minutes. You want to take help from
Ma'am, can you repeat position, qualification, ma'am?
position is sales manager. You have to write down about qualification, experience, and the responsibility. you have some questions, you're free to ask. Write too much, just the pointers, right? Don't make it too lengthy. Just the basics what is needed. Done, Arya? Let's see what you've written. 50?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me. What have you written?
Ma'am, I don't write anything, ma'am.
Nothing at all.
Yes, ma'am.
सेल्स मैनेजर भी नहीं लिखा हम सेल्स मैनेजर ही हायर कर रहे हैं ना
मैम मुझे समझ में नहीं अभी करना क्या है सो दैट्स व्हाई आई डिड नॉट राइट एनीथिंग
Okay, that's all right. Arya?
Ma'am, I wrote he should be a normal graduate, but need to have a knowledge in about marketing, and he need to have a 2 years experience in any company in the marketing department, or he can be a ex sales manager or and in the responsibility I give that he need to have a good knowledge about product detailing and in, like about price setting, that at which price it needs to be. So that's what I did.
Okay, nice, good, good try. Yeah. Apurva?
Ma'am, under qualifications, I have written a degree in sales, marketing, or related thing, and he should have excellent communication skills, and he
Okay.
should know basic mathematics skills,
Okay.
and he should be available, and he should be able to provide excellent customer service skill,
Mm-hmm.
and also he should have flexible working hours so as to maintain the ease. And ma'am, experience, he should have 5 years of experience in the retail, and because again, experience is what matters the most. And ma'am, under responsibility, I have written that he should be greeting customers and help customers find items at the store, also provide detailed information about the items. And one thing, he should be able to, he should take up the complaints of the customers, and see that those complaints are solved at times.
Good. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
Good job. Very good job. Yes, Vanchika.
Oh, ma'am, I've written some basic things like in qualifications, the person should be a graduate and he should have basic knowledge about sales and marketing. And in experience, I wrote 5 years of experience in sales management or anything in management. And in responsibility, I wrote to make sure the sales are well planned and managed, and to analyze the
Okay.
trends in sales and maintain it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it, ma'am.
Yeah. Good. Good. Yeah. Are you there, Shreya? Lavita? You don't have to speak. You can write it on the chat box. I think that would be good. Yeah, because it's very important, even if you're not able to speak much, at least participate in the activities, because we are going to do a lot of case studies and a lot of activities like that, right? To give you in quick exposure. Prerna, it's the same for you. Will you be able to talk? They're all toxic. Not available. Just attending the class in touching mode. All right, so good stuff, right? What you've done is really well. Well done. It's very important to understand. See, there are few jobs that you can easily understand from visiting these people, right? You know, FMCG sales manager, you generally go out and meet them on various counters, you know, people who go out to sell and all those things. So this is very easy one. That is the reason why I gave you this particular one, because it's an easy bit to understand that this is what this person might be doing. Qualifications, yes, can be a graduate or anybody with a diploma in sales and marketing would do. And yes, the job role that the person has to play in the organization, obviously the sales, number of sales that this person has to do, customer service, because he has to manage and handle the customer. So all these points that you have mentioned, Vanchika and Apurva specifically, are really good. So you have understood this particular thing really well. Try and write something so that see, HR manager management basically is nothing but common sense that we use. Yes, we have certain models. As I said, we have something scientific which has been researched for various years, and that's why we created few models through which we can work. So workforce planning also has 4 or 5 theories to it. Why workforce planning was created. So I will give you reading that theory as an assignment or as a homework to do, so that you understand why workforce planning is required in the organization. क्यों उसका इंसेप्शन हुआ, हाउ थिंग स्टार्टेड, क्यों ये 4 थ्योरीज जो है वो हेल्पफुल है, ये सब चीजें डिसाइड करने में जो हम पढ़ रहे हैं, राइट? दिस पर्टिकुलर स्लाइड comes from these 4 theories of workforce planning. So read a little bit about it, and then you will be able to correct. So now you have understood this particular thing, that what exactly is going to be there when we are talking about job analysis, right? Now after job analysis, what things comes? What other things will do? So like you can see in this particular slide, there are 3 boxes in green. So first box talks about what staff do we need to do the job? That what kind of people are we really looking in the organization who can run the company? Because not the CEO or the founders or the owners of the company can run the entire organization, right? So they need few more people under them who can do the job. People who can create the product if it is a manufacturing unit, people who can sell the product, people who can market the product well, people who can manage these people in the organization, right? So you need to have those kind of combination. Then other green box says that what staff is available within your organization. If it is not a new company, suppose it's an old company, so for old company हम कैसे करेंगे manpower planning? We will also see that how many people are already working with us existing, and then we will think of doing manpower planning for the next year कि कितने हैं, कितने लोगों की और जरूरत है, right? So this is what is this. Then third green box says, is there a match between what staff needs to be there, how many people who are already there, इन दोनों का कोई मैच है, so that means you already have people with you. अगर मैच नहीं है, कुछ ऐसे स्किल सेट हैं, कुछ ऐसा वर्क है जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर अभी कोई नहीं कर रहा है, then you need to go out and hire more people. Correct? So orange box क्या कहता है? If not, what type of people do we need and how should we recruit them? So from your manpower planning or your workforce planning comes out the needs of recruitment in the organization. How are you going to bring the best of the people in the company? That need arises from workforce planning completely. So that is the reason why we are studying before sourcing and hiring. We are talking and reading about workforce planning and manpower. Correct? Now the another blue box, एक तो job analysis आपने कर दिया that you have done for sales manager. Another blue box says that what is impact on wage and salary program. Now अगर आपके पास job है जिसमें आप सबने ये चीज मिस कर दिया कि job analysis हमने correct. So what kind of salary are you going to that person? What is the impact on that salary on the organization? You need to know that as well. So when we are writing the job analysis, we need to also mention not just the job role, not just the qualifications, not just the experience, but also the salary or the impact of salary on the organization. अगर 10 लोग हैं और 2 करोड़ की कैपिटल है हमारे पास, 10 लोगों के अंदर हमने 1 करोड़ की सैलरी डाल दी, तो हमारी बिजनेस कैसे चलेगा? Right? So we need to budget that out early in advance, that what kind of salary we are keeping for each role, so that the impact is not high in the first few months when you are starting the organization. जब organization running में है तब भी budgeting करते हैं, so that you can plan it out in advance what kind of things you are required for the next 1 year. That is the reason if some of your parents are already in the job somewhere, or they are working in some organizations or private or public sector, you will see that March, April wala mahina becomes too hectic for everybody. Why? Because in March financial year is ending and April new financial year starts. So all these budgeting things is happening across the country. Right from the government departments, they share their budgets on February. Then that budget goes out to all the large corporates. जितने भी taxes रूल change होते हैं, सब कुछ change होता है. Then we start implementing them. That's also human resource managers' job to understand what are the new rules which has come for income tax and all. वो सब implement करना, फिर next year की planning करना कि हमारे budgets पे कितना उसका असर पड़ रहा है. All this comes under this. So from your company strategy, we take out the HRM strategy. From HR strategy, we create this particular workforce planning for the entire organization. Now, if you read this another box which talks about performance appraisal, company data banks, training, employee management and development. So now, if you already have few people in the organization और जो role आपने नए design किए हैं, you will see also that how many people are going to get raises in their salary or promotion मिलेगा उनको और आगे grow करेंगे. So वो सब भी आप देखेंगे so that they can take those places. Right? You will give them training also so that they can be trained really well in order to get that kind of knowledge which is required to perform new roles that you have designed in the organization. So that is why these roles comes into picture with manpower plan. So ये सारे के सारे human resource functions यहीं पर ही आते हैं. Your salary, your recruitment, your performance appraisal, training and development, and employee management. All major functions of HR comes under this particular slide. That's how workforce planning creates everything out here. Now next slide talks about what are the factor in forecasting. अब हमें क्या क्या factors पे ध्यान रखना पड़ता है when you're forecasting how many people you are required in the company. So we will take care of projected turnover. Like what kind of turnover we are looking at. Capital तो 2 करोड़ का है. अब हमें कितना और revenue चाहिए कंपनी के लिए, क्या profitability हम करना चाहते हैं, that has to be kept in mind. So suppose 2 करोड़ capital लगा के हम ये चाहते हैं कि at least first year में 50 लाख रुपए का हम टर्नओवर एक्सेप्ट कर ले, क्योंकि फर्स्ट ईयर में बिजनेस को प्रॉफिट्स में लेकर आना इज नॉट पॉसिबल. सो वी विल जस्ट टॉक अबाउट द रेवेन्यूज कि 50 लाख का बिजनेस हम कर सकें, सो दैट एटलीस्ट आवर बिजनेस इज गोइंग टू sustain for longer period of time. So that projected turnover has to be kept in mind. Also, in terms of the people, projected turnover has to be kept in mind. ये तो point wise हो गया कि कितने resignations होंगे, कितने लोगों को आप निकालोगे, कितने लोग छोड़ के चले जाएंगे. So all these things has to be accounted for. Right? And second point that comes in picture is quality and nature of each employee. अब उनकी every employee has certain competencies. Right? Competencies क्या होती है? What is the difference between a skill and a competency? Have you ever heard this word competency before?
Ma'am, competency is basically how much you are able to pace up with the requirements. I mean, are you able to do justice with the requirement or not, or excel in that particular case? Maybe.
Okay. A little bit correct. Yeah. What is skill? Skill तो सबको पता होगी. What is a skill? What kind of skills you have? Let's talk about that. इसके बारे में कितना पता है ये जानते हैं. What is the kind of skills do you have? Vitti, क्या skills है?
Ma'am, I made friend easily and yes, ma'am.
You can.
Ma'am, I made friend as easily.
Making friends easily is not a skill.
Yes, ma'am.
Skill क्या होती है?
Ma'am, a way to express your emotion or feelings.
Sorry,
Ma'am, a way to express yourself.
I am not able to understand. There is some problem in the network from your side. Yeah, maybe side पे ऐसा कुछ है.
Ma'am, a way to express feelings.
Okay. Anybody else? Vanchika, what is the skill?
Yeah, ma'am, I think I can talk to new people easily, and that will be beneficial in corporate since we have to interact a lot to people and might be customers. So I feel I can easily make a communication there.
Okay, so you think that good communication skills is a skill that you have, right?
Yes, ma'am, it's very important.
Yeah. Okay, good. Apurva, what is the skill that you have?
Ma'am, I am good at interacting, or I am good at starting a conversation. So communication skill is a skill which I possess, and also, ma'am, I am good at influencing people. Means if I wish to convince somebody, it doesn't requires me a lot of efforts. Like there have been incidents or instances where I have convinced people. So yeah, that.
That's good. So persuasion, convincing skill is also skill. Good.
Yeah.
So now take 2 minutes time, right? We generally give a break for 5 minutes in between the classes. So take that 5 minutes, do a quick research about what is the difference between a skill and a competence. Right? It's 7 o'clock sharp by my watch, 7:05 we will come back. Or maybe 7:10. You can take 10 minutes break, that's okay. But do a proper research. Write down at least 3 points that what is the skill called, and why skill is different from the competence. You have internets available with you, right? Search on the internet, take a loo break, take a water break, and 10 minutes and we will meet again. Done?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and here only, just me. Okay, let's begin. Are you back? What have you written? Tell me with pointers. Panchika, Arya, can you give me the rights to of the host? I have to present. I was logged out, so that's why.
I don't know how to do this, but I'm co-host. I'm not.
Ma'am, I'm co-host, but I don't know how to.
Panchika can do that. Go to the host. Open that.
Pardon, ma'am, I didn't hear you.
Go to my name and make me the host. That's all. So when you go to participant list, go to my name. Then it will come more.
Yeah, done, ma'am.
Yeah, this one. Okay, so tell me, what have you written quickly? Interesting.
Ma'am, I have written, may I?
Yeah. Please, anyone.
Yeah, I have written 3 points, differentiating skill and competency. First of all, I'd say that skill is an ability to perform an action to create a desired result, and competency is the ability to properly implement the skills in workplace. And second point is skill are trained to perform by the employee, whereas competency are broader than skills. They are developed through practice and real world experience. And the third point I'd say is skills we can learn in a very short interval of time, whereas mastering competencies usually take longer time learning than skills.
True. Very nice. Good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Same points everybody has written. Anything extra than this?
One thing is extra.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I have written that a skill is basically what component of completing a task. Like if you have to complete a task, so what is a specific thing required that is defined by the skill. Whereas if we consider the competency, so it is the how component of completing a task. I would like to quote an example. Like suppose dancing is a skill which I possess, and I'm required to give a dance performance at an event. But ma'am, I possess the dancing skill. But what if I have less confidence? What if I get nervous once I'm exposed to the audience? So that so being confident of myself, not getting nervous, is a behavior. So that is encompassed within the competency. Like there you have to be self confident also, you don't have to be nervous. So again, how I'll complete a task, so that is determined by the competency. So yeah,
Very nice. Very good example.
thank you, ma'am.
Great. Anything else? Anybody else? Other than what is already being said? So what have you understood from skill and competency? Tripti? Could you now differentiate between the two?
Ma'am, skill helps us to achieve our goal and give confidence and give us motivation to do work.
So skill is purely an ability to do that you have learned something.
Yes, ma'am.
जो भी आपने सीखा हो कहीं से या जिसकी ट्रेनिंग ली हो या किसी के बारे में कुछ भी मालूम चला हो, so that ability to do something becomes your skill. मतलब उस skill को हम competency कैसे बनाते हैं? By practice, by learning how to implement that, how to actually use it. Right? So for example, घर के अंदर झाड़ू लगाना is a skill जो सबको पता है. But effectively अच्छे से किस तरीके से झाड़ू लगना है कि deep cleaning भी हो जाए, that is the competency. It's just for the lighter note I'm saying this. Right? It's not really a skill that is required for anybody. Anybody can do झाड़ू लगाना. So skill basically HRM में क्या skills जरूरी है आपके लिए? What is that one skill that is required in all the HR professions? Everywhere across the world. There are many basically, but still I would ask each one of you at least to speak one.
Ma'am, first one is communication skills.
Yeah, first is communication skills, very important. Correct.
And ma'am, decision making.
एक skill एक बंदा बोले, right? So if you have
Okay.
such communication, that other gives a chance, right? Yeah, Apurva, what do you think? What skill is required other than communication?
The most important skill, according to me, which is required is like you should be able to analyze the person who has come to you for getting recruited, and yeah,
Okay.
to match up with the requirement of yours.
All right. So people analytical skills. Good. Okay. Arya?
Ma'am, you need to have a good at anger management, because dealing with people is a very tough job, and anger is something which a lot of people don't know how to deal with.
Yeah, that's important. But anger management comes under more of behavioral portion of ours. It's not really a skill.
Yes.
So that will become into a behavioral. So we need to understand what are the technical skills which is required to perform a job, and what are the behavioral skills which will support us to perform that job. Right? So that anger management, yes, is very crucial. I'm not denying that. But it is more of a functional, behavioral competency that is required. So abhi we are focusing on functional competency. That HR बनने के लिए हमें exactly क्या चाहिए? Not everybody will have anger management. Right? अपूर्वा वंशिका को देखकर लग रहा है तुम्हें गुस्सा आता होगा. आता है? वंशिका को तो लग रहा है थोड़ा सा देख के कि आता होगा गुस्सा. Right, वंशिका?
Yeah, ma'am. नहीं आता है.
नहीं आता? लग तो रहा है कि
Very
आता है.
rarely.
Very rarely. So other than that, Arya, anything that comes to your mind?
Ma'am, I think leadership qualities बहुत important है for an HR manager.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. So leadership skill is very important. Because it's not necessary that you are driving the whole workforce, but you are in charge of the entire workforce. Automatically बन जाते हो, you know. All the CEOs in the world has expectation that HR is basically like the mother of the organization somehow. That you are doing all that your mother is performing at home. So you are the caretaker, you are their welfare manager, you are understanding their mental status, you are understanding their performance, you are understanding their productivity. So everybody demands that HR should know everything about their people. So yes, leadership skill is really required, because one, HR cannot become a friend with any of the employee in the organization. You cannot have friendships. Purely because when you create rules, if you have friendships, making and understanding and ensuring कि rules follow होंगे company के अंदर, discipline follow होगा कि नहीं होगा, code of conduct follow होगा या नहीं होगा, all these things will have an impact. So that is one flip side of this job. One limitation of being an HR is that you can never be a good friend in the organization with other employees, other team members. ऑफिस के बाहर हो सकती है, बट हमेशा उसका इम्पैक्ट पड़ता ही है जो. Very few people have this capability of creating a demarcation between friendships and how your work should not be done. कर लेते हैं, जब थोड़ा सा experience हो जाते हैं, थोड़ा exposure हो जाते हैं, then you can become good friends with various people. It's not become that difficult then. But initial years में जब आप HR manager बन जाते हो या HR executive होते हो, we always suggest these things to HR that don't become friends with anybody in the organization. It will fall back on you. Always. Right? किसी को मना करोगे कि attendance दे रहे टाइम से नहीं आए, तो वो कभी सीरियसली लेगा ही नहीं, because they will say कि तुम फ्रेंड हो यार, कैसे हमें वो कर रहे हो. Right? जैसे कॉलेजेस में होता है, यार तूने धोखा दे दिया, टाइप्स वाली बातें. So वो same thing will happen in organization. Because थोड़ा सा immature होते हैं जो लोग नए ज्वाइन करते हैं, especially the freshers. So that immaturity is still there. So वो demarcate नहीं कर पाते हैं what is friendship and what is professional. So initial years, it's always good that we do not create that friendships. That's one of the second side tips that I'm giving. Okay, coming back to skill and competency. So leadership skills survey, analytical skills survey, communication skills survey. What else is required? Prerna and Garvika, please you can write it down in the chat box. I don't want you to keep away from the discussions that we are having. No other skill? How about presentation skills? Do you think for HR presentation skill is also important?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? And presentation does not mean just creating PPTs and presenting that. Because you will be in charge of, if not creating policies, but at least policy implementation ke in charge ban sakte hain. So when you are ensuring that all policies and processes of human resource management is being followed by everybody in the organization, like the example I gave you just now, that suppose you have to do attendance rules, you have to make sure that everybody implements those attendance rules. सुबह 10 बजे ऑफिस पहुंचना ही है, 15 मिनट लेट 3 बार पहुंचे महीने में तो आधे दिन की सैलरी कटेगी. That's a basic rule that is there. Correct? So now in order to ensure that this rule is being followed by everybody, what are you going to do? You need to do a very strong presentation skill so that you can present your case in a proper manner. You have to do little bit of trainings on the policies which you have created to every employee in the organization. Right? So that's why presentation skills. Garvita also said that negotiation skills is required for HR manager, which I also agree. How many of you agree with that? चाहिए the negotiation skills HR के लिए? Yes. Yeah, Prerna, you want to say something? So why negotiation skills are required? One, because you have to do salary negotiations with people when you're breaking them. So saying and hiring is just bad. Second, negotiations on various things you have to do. Attendance management को understand करने के लिए, grievance आएंगे, conflicts आएंगे, सब चीजों को manage कर लिए. Negotiation is not just about the money. Negotiation is about how much rule they should be following for the organization. What kind of discipline they are going to bring into the organization. Right? Negotiation is like a win-win strategy. Employee is also happy and the company is also happy with that. Correct? So these are few skills that you've spoken about, right? So the quality, the second box in this slide says the quality and nature of your employees in relation to what you see as the changing need of your organization. So what skill is required for which role is the quality of the people that you need to hire them for, right? Not just about their experience and qualification. It's the skills and competencies that is really, really important to study by each HR so that they can differentiate between, because qualification to BTech hai bahut hai unke paas, right? Now, is every BTech has these skills which is required to do that job or competencies to do that job? Not necessarily. So हमारा जो difficult काम शुरू होता है at the time of sourcing and hiring the right candidates in the organization is basically this. One, to see that competencies are matching with the thing, or skills are matching with the job requirements. Another part which is very important when you're bringing the people in the organization is the nature of your employees. Now the behavioral part that you were talking about. Anger management. Behavioral skills कितना है, right? Temperaments कैसा है उनका company के अंदर. They have the ability to learn and to learn more things in the company or not, right? So ये सारी चीजें behavioral point of view से भी आप देखेंगे that whether this person is really a wholesome kind of a person to perform the job or not. Even if it is a fresher, does not have any experience, but still you will try and match their competencies with the job role that is required. For that, we do, as an HR, we perform an exercise in the organization. This exercise is called competency mapping. Competency mapping, map karna, MAPPING. So competency mapping is basically finding out what position requires what kind of competencies. तो जैसे अभी हमने HR का किया कि HR रोल के लिए हमें 5 competency चाहिए. अब now you are 6-7 students here. So do you think all of you will have all these competencies 5 to 5? 5 on 5? नहीं होगा, right? So Apurva might have 3, Arya might have 4, Tripti might have 2. So everybody's competency will differ from each other. So this is the exercise which we call as competency mapping. So for एक पोजीशन है हमारे पास HR एग्जीक्यूटिव मुझे हायर करना है. HR एग्जीक्यूटिव के लिए हमने ये 5 क्वालिटीज बात करी, स्किल्स की बात करी, लीडरशिप, एनालिटिकल, negotiations, presentation and communication, right? Now you 5 people come to give the interview. I will see that who has the highest competency in all these 5 for the better fitment for my organization. That's how it is. So, बाकी सब चीजें बेसिक सब चीजें हैं. You are graduate, you have ISI diploma, you can speak really well. All these things are common. But then what can uncommon be? Your competencies that can create a difference between why we hire a person in the company. So that's also part of job analysis. Also looking into the nature of the employee. Third आ जाता है इसके अंदर. Third box says the financial resources available to your organization. So now you have to see when you are bringing in the right person. The same example, if I take ना 5 में से एक को हमने select कर लिया on higher competencies, this is the right fit. But when हमने अपना बजट देखा और सपोज अब मान लिया हमने कि हमने वंशिका को हायर कर लिया, सबसे ज्यादा कॉम्पिटेंसी उसकी है. अब नाउ वी आर थिंकिंग कि मेरे बजट तो था 25,000 रुपए सैलरी देने का, बट वंशिका इज आस्किंग फॉर 34,000 rupees. Correct? So that means there is a difference between the budget and what she's asking. That means that I am not able to hire her. So then we will look for the next best. जो हमारे बजट में भी फिट हो रहा है और कॉम्पिटेंसी में भी आता है. बिकॉज कॉम्पिटेंसी यू कैन स्टिल ट्रेन द पर्सन, बट बजट एक बार हेवायर हो जाते हैं तो कंपनी में प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हो जाती है. इन 1 or 2 instances, yes, you can take that decision that you can hire extra budget के साथ employees पे in the organization, but most of the time it is always beneficial for the organization that we stick on the budget, so that it really do not create a disimpact in the organization, disorientation in the organization for a longer time. Right? So that these 3 things are very important factors for forecasting what is required for the future in the company. Understood well? Yes. Now this is some of a little bit mathematics involved. If you say that you are not technical person or your mathematics is not good, तो थोड़ा सा difficulty आ सकती है. But because there are certain formulas to study this particular portion. कि कैलकुलेशन जो करते हैं हम किसी को भी एम्प्लॉय को अंदर लेकर आने के लिए या फोरकास्टिंग करने के लिए, सो दैट कैलकुलेशन रिक्वायर्स अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ मैथमेटिक्स. वेरी सिंपल फॉर्मूला, नॉट रियली डिफिकल्ट. आई एम आल्सो नॉट वेरी ग्रेट इन मैथमेटिक्स. कैसे आई एम क्रैक किया था इवन आई डिडंट नो. कैच कैसे क्रैक हो गया था. सो नॉट रियली अ ग्रेट परफॉर्मर इन मैथ्स, बट दिस यस इट इज रियली अंडरस्टैंडेबल. So this particular formula framework of workforce planning is called supply demand model. So supply demand model is basically supply model के अंदर क्या है कि आपका current state क्या है. So we will study first supply model. First, what's your current state right now? How many people are working with you? So head count means how many total employees, क्या role play कर रहे हैं, क्या skill set है, कितने contractors हैं कि अगर आपने किसी को full time नहीं रखा हुआ है, contractor के through रखा हुआ है कंपनी के अंदर, कितने full time हैं और कितने part time हैं और सबकी क्या capacity है, ये सब आप देखेंगे. Then आप देखेंगे assumptions which is cost, attrition and productivity. So cost मतलब आपके budgets, कितना आपके पास पैसा है per employee, कितना cost आ रहा है आपको. Attrition कितना हो रहा है मतलब कितने लोग छोड़ के जा रहे हैं कंपनी को. And productivity मतलब per employee कितना हमें productivity दे रहा है. तो उसका कैलकुलेशन भी होता है. Per employee productivity कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं? What is the formula for that? कैसे करोगे? सपोज आपको अपनी प्रोडक्टिविटी निकालने की, आज मैंने कितने घंटे पढ़ाई करी, कैसे निकालोगे? एक दिन में कितने जागने वाले आवर्स होते हैं हमारे पास? 16 घंटे लगभग। When we are awake,
8 hours.
जागते हैं मतलब when we are awake is 16 hours. We sleep for not more than 8 hours, right? So 16 hours is what we are doing. Now out of 16 hours, take out the lunch, dinner and breakfast time. Approximately 3 hours are gone. Approximately, because we take breaks in between, do breaks and washroom breaks and all that also happens. So how many hours are left? 13 hours. Now out of 13 hours, it is difficult to concentrate on studies. Correct? So how much is the total productive hours that you study effectively in the, for yourself? Will not be more than 2 or 3 hours. Effective. Not the classroom studies I'm talking about, apna personal time when we study. Right? So these are called the productivity of employee in the organization. So how we calculate is total number of employees. कितने हैं हमारे पास आज की डेट में? Divided by the turnover of the organization. कितना turnover किया उस साल में? तो सपोज 50 करोड़ का टर्नओवर है, 50 करोड़ डिवाइडेड बाय, मान लेते हैं 100 लोग हैं, तो कितना आया पर एम्प्लॉय? कितना आया? 100 एम्प्लॉय से तो करना है 50 करोड़ को। कैलकुलेटर में कर सकते, बहुत आसान है। दो दो जीरो गायब हो जाएंगे, दैट्स इट। 50 करोड़ में कितने जीरो आते हैं?
8.
8 जीरो, राइट? और नीचे हमने 100 से डिवाइड किया, 100 एम्प्लॉइज हैं, तो 2 जीरो कट गए, कितना बचा?
50 lakhs.
सिंपल। सो 50 lakhs पर एम्प्लॉय ड्यूरिंग द प्रोडक्टिविटी। अब इसका अगर परसेंटेज बनाना है इसको, तो कैसे बन जाएगा? इंटू 100 कर दो, राइट? सो परसेंटेज बन गया। ठीक है, I mean divided by 100 कर देते, so percentage भी निकल कर आ जाएगी। So this will give you your productivity per employee, that how much productivity, कितना contribution हर employee का है उसके अंदर, कंपनी के अंदर। तो 50 करोड़ करने के लिए तो लगभग 50 लाख पर employee हमें productivity दे रहा है। But मतलब this is just to give you an idea. Generally 50 करोड़ करने के लिए more than 150-200 employees होंगे ही कंपनी में, उस तक पहुंचना। So this is how we take out the productivity. Attrition कैसे निकालते हैं? Quickly बताऊंगी वो भी, attrition का भी। How is attrition calculated in the organization? Attrition क्या होता है हमारा? Labor turnover.
Ma'am, the previous formula which we read was about how to calculate productivity of a person, right?
Right. For the total company, क्या average निकलता है productivity? It's an average productivity. Some employees contribute more, some employees contribute less, right? So you cannot exactly find out which employee is doing what.
So that's the average.
But this is the average productivity per employee. तो हमारा टर्नओवर कितना है डिवाइडेड बाय नंबर ऑफ एम्प्लॉय। राइट, अब नाउ एट्रिशन कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं? Attrition is basically how many people leave your organization in a year. So how do we calculate that?
Current number of labors upon total number of labors.
Correct. एंड अगर साल के लिए पूरे पूरे एनुअल के लिए निकालनी है तो क्या करेंगे?
डिवाइड करते मतलब इसको फिर से डिवाइड कर देंगे.
Correct. So attrition rate is equal to total number of employees who are there currently there in the company, working in the company, divided by total number of employees जिनके साथ हमने स्टार्ट किया, मतलब how many people were there initially at the start of the year, plus total number of employees who are there at the end, जब साल खत्म हो रहा है तब. Divided by 2 into 100. This is attrition rate per year. You can calculate this. In simpler terms, you can also say that first we take out the average number of employees every month and then create this formula. Another formula can be simpler one. इसी का ही बेहतर version is the attrition is equal to number of employees that is left currently in the company divided by average number of people. Into 100. सेम फॉर्मूला है, उसमें हमने पहले फॉर्मूला नहीं बनाया डिवाइडेड बाय 2 करके एवरेज निकालने के लिए एंड देन वी डिड 200. दिस इज आल्सो, सो ये दोनों के तरीके से आ सकता है फॉर्मूला, जस्ट द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द वे हाउ वी राइट. यू कैन राइट इट इन द बोथ. तो क्यों जरूरी है सप्लाई मॉडल फोरकास्टिंग करने के लिए हमें ये जानना कि कितने एम्प्लॉइज छोड़ के जा रहे हैं हमारे को, कितने गए हैं. It's very important to understand that how many people are going to leave or who has already left. That's when you can do the best forecasting for the entire year. Because it's not just about creating new positions, it's also about people who have already left, so there was a gap which remains. So how are you going to fill that gap? Fulfill that gap is basically called attrition. So that is the reason why it comes under supply mode. Then third आता है the external data. So lot of impact government has on organization is through external data, which is unemployment. आज के डेट में कितना unemployment rate चल रहा है? You know about that. Salary surveys करना. Different salary surveys इसलिए होते हैं, इसलिए companies like BSG, McKinsey, all these big companies create salary surveys or compensation surveys to find out कि अगर एक sales manager है एक ही इंडस्ट्री में, क्योंकि एक इंडस्ट्री में 4-5 कंपनी हो सकती है, राइट. फॉर एग्जांपल शैम्पू यूज करते हैं सब लोग, तो शैम्पू के अलग अलग ब्रांड्स हैं, करेक्ट. शैम्पू के कौन से ब्रांड्स हैं? पैंटीन, सनसिल्क, एंड सो मेनी, आई डोंट नो हाउ मेनी आर देयर, लाइक क्लिनिक प्लस, क्लिनिक, हेड एंड शोल्डर्स, ऑल डिफरेंट कंपनीज क्रिएट दीस 4-5 ब्रांड्स. अब इन सबको हर कंपनी के अंदर सेल्स वाले लोग हैं जो ये प्रोडक्ट बेच रहे हैं. They all come under FMCG, they all come under this. So salary surveys BCG या BSG या वैकेंसी करती है to find out कि एक सेल्स मैनेजर की कितनी रेंज तक सैलरी होनी चाहिए मार्केट के एनालिसिस के हिसाब से. They will find out that the salary can be between 45,000 to 55,000 anywhere. So then the companies design the structure in a way कि सबकी सैलरी जिसके बीच में पड़ती है, so that within the industry itself there is a kind of competition which is existing, and then people are able to do that. Correct? Such things, such salary surveys are done for every position by these companies. So imagine how many positions are there in the company. They do it for everybody. And then on basis of that particular salary survey, what we do is we decide and design our own compensations कि हम कितना देंगे, हमारे कितने बजट है, हमारा कितना प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी है कंपनी का, and then we design our salary structure so that we also remain competitive in the market. People do not leave our company to join better companies in future. Right? So that's service survey. Third are the market data. Now market data is available on what kind of qualifications, eligibility criteria, government की policies क्या चल रही हैं आजकल. So all these things also create an impact on the supply model of manpower planning. For example, a very basic example is हमारे labor law जो बने हुए हैं. So labor law कहता है कि if you are hiring a unskilled person is somebody जिसको कोई भी skill नहीं आता, कुछ भी नहीं आता है, they can just do manual work. तो जैसे आप physical work वाले देखेंगे कि लोग ईंटें उठा रहे हैं, रेता उठा रहे हैं, generally these people have that kind of a capability कि उनके पास कोई skill नहीं है. They are not learned. उनको किसी ने कोई भी skill training नहीं दिया है, कुछ नहीं सिखाया, so they remain. Sorry, there was some problem with the light, इसीलिए मेरा face नजर नहीं आ रहा होगा. Electricity problem. So now what happens is that when these people are not able to do anything, but there is a way of managing their salary which is created by labor laws. That minimum wage act कहता है that unskilled person should get minimum this much wages always, and these minimum wages are fixed state-wise. It's not national data, it's state-wise. So UP will have different, Maharashtra will have different, Punjab, Haryana will have different. So every state will have their own minimum wage. But थोड़ा बहुत ही फर्क होता है, 400-500 रुपए का, depending upon standard of living कैसा चाहिए. Metro cities में थोड़ा ज्यादा होता है. दिल्ली में इस टाइम पे रेट चल रहा होगा 11,000 समथिंग का मिनिमम वेज का, और वही आपको अगर यूपी और बिहार की तरफ चले जाओगे तो 7,500-8,000 रुपए का होगा. Right? So standard of living के हिसाब से, क्योंकि Delhi would be mega city and UP Bihar might not be that mega, right? So this is how the entire minimum wage. So इसी तरीके से skilled वालों के लिए भी है, skilled labor के लिए भी, semi skilled labor के लिए भी, so सबके लिए minimum wages act बनाए हुए हैं, right? So that no company can do any disparity between hiring these people. So understanding that market data is also very important to study what is required for the ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. क्योंकि जब आप एम्प्लॉयज लेकर आ रहे होते हो घर के अंदर, मतलब ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के अंदर, सो देन यू नीड टू स्टडी एंड अंडरस्टैंड कि मैं क्यों इस सैलरी पे लेकर आ रहा हूँ, क्या क्या रूल्स हैं गवर्नमेंट के. ऑल दिस क्रिएट्स एन बैलेंस एंड दैट. ओके, फिर आता है आपका डिमांड मॉडल. डिमांड मॉडल क्या कहता है कि स्ट्रेटेजिक और फाइनेंशियल हमारे रूल्स क्या हैं, जो अभी हमने पढ़ा था इससे पहले वाली स्लाइड कि टॉप डाउन हमारे क्या नए रोल्स आए हैं, क्या क्या चीजें हैं जो हमें करनी है, व्हाट आर द न्यू थिंग्स दैट वी नीड टू बी डन इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. राइट, हमारा नया ग्रोथ एस्टिमेट क्या है. तो सपोज अभी इस साल तो हमने 25 करोड़ किया कंपनी में, अब सडनली कंपनी सेज कि मैं 2 नए प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च कर रहे हैं. अब टू लॉन्च दिस 2 डिफरेंट प्रोडक्ट्स वी नीड अनदर 50 पीपल इन द टीम. So this becomes your strategic or financial growth estimate. अभी हमने मान लिया, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू कैन राइट इट डाउन टू अंडरस्टैंड इट बेटर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी हैव 100 पीपल राइट नाउ, 100 एम्प्लॉयज वर्किंग इन द कंपनी, और इन 100 एम्प्लॉयज के साथ हम 25 करोड़ का बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, रेवेन्यू ला रहे हैं. नाउ इन ऑर्डर टू सी कि हमें ग्रो करना है कंपनी को, हमें ग्रोथ एस्टिमेट्स निकालने हैं आने वाले साल के लिए by launching 2 more products. So we keep a budget, कि हमारा टारगेट रहेगा कि हमें 50 करोड़ तक पहुंचना है. तो अगर हमने 100 एम्प्लॉयज के साथ 25 करोड़ किया है, तो कितने और एम्प्लॉयज चाहिए अगर हमें 50 करोड़ करना है? तो how many employees do we need? सिंपल सी फिगर्स दिए ताकि आसान रहे.
200
है ना, 100 more,
100 more.
करेक्ट. Simple सा formula ऐसा होता है, right? So this is how you calculate your growth estimates along with your estimates of budgets and the targets that you have for the organization. So simple formulas हैं, but understanding these formulas is very important in order to get what kind of demand is going to be created for the next year. Then आता है आपका LOB method. So LOB method says कि नीचे से ऊपर कितने लोग जाएंगे. That means कितनों की प्रमोशन हम करनी है. लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस, LOB का meaning है line of business. The line of business में there are chances that people who are already working with us in the organization, they might take up new roles in the company. Few people who were just single-oriented people, they can become managers. Some people can become representatives. Some people can become supervisors. So everybody will get a new role. अब वो तो ऊपर आ गए पर उनके रोल्स खाली हो गए. तो जो रोल खाली हो गए उनको फिल करने के लिए हम रोल बेस्ड एनालिसिस करते हैं कि कौन सा हमें नेक्स्ट ईयर के लिए जरूरत पड़ेगी. That is why the relationship of performance management is also there when we are doing workforce planning. Performance management system in any organization decide how many people who have performed really well in the organization will grow inside the organization. How many will get promotion, how many will get better roles, how many will get transfers. So all these things are dependent on performance management system. So hence performance management systems becomes an integral part of workforce planning for deciding what kind of new people, new role we will require for the next one. Then आ जाता है आपका historical data. So historical data driven means that you're forecasting, right? Past में क्या क्या हुआ था इसी situation में इसी time पे. For example, generally festival time पे बहुत सारे labours छोड़ के चले जाते हैं. They take holiday for, so especially around Eid, if there are a lot of Muslims labour, Eid के time पे एक महीने के लिए चले जाते हैं. तो उस time पे जगह खाली हो जाती है. Similar things happen for Hindu festivals. It is like Diwali and the Shara wala period, Chhat Puja wala period. That 2 months are like very very heavy on the organization. जब production बहुत high हो रखा होता है क्योंकि festival है, सारे products की demand बहुत हो रखी होती है और उसी time पे employees बहुत ज़्यादा छुट्टी लेते हैं. तो वो productivity को पूरा कैसे करते हैं उसके लिए हमें seasonal labors रखने पड़ते हैं. So that is called फोरकास्टिंग एंड सीजनैलिटी. कि सीजन के हिसाब से कैसे करेंगे. लास्ट ईयर हम स्टडी करेंगे लास्ट के 4-5 साल की कि हमें क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम हुई थी, कितने एम्प्लॉयज नए रखने पड़े थे, कितने नया लेबर रखना पड़ा था. इस साल उसके हिसाब से फिर हम डिसाइड कर लेते हैं कि अप्रोक्सीमेटली हमें ये 50 नए लोग रखने पड़ेंगे या सीजनल एम्प्लॉय रखने पड़ेंगे. तो उसकी प्लानिंग पहले से हो जाती है सो दैट यू डोंट फेस दैट चैलेंज ड्यूरिंग दोस पीरियड. करेक्ट. So this is how the entire. So everything that is happening in a society has an impact how the organization is run. So even the smallest festival can create an impact on how the laborers behave in the company. How many employees, absenteeism increase ho jata hai, they take chutti, a lot of time they take advance money, so the budgets go haywire. So all these things also happen in the organization, jiske liye ye planning pehle se karna padta hai, and that is why it is called complete workforce planning. Right? Hope you understood these two things. Well, supply and demand. Now आता है इन दोनों का gaps. तो हमारे पास supply है, that means we have employees, we have demand, मतलब हमारे पास नए products आ रहे हैं, नए लोगों की जरूरत है. How are we going to fill it? So then comes the entire thing. Your recruitment, your hiring, your restructuring the entire organization in terms of किसका promotion हुआ, कौन grow हुआ, कैसे हुआ, transition. कितने लोगों को हम किसी और डिपार्टमेंट में अगर कुछ नया प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च कर रहे हैं, पुराने एक्सपीरियंस वालों को उसमें शिफ्ट कर देते हैं, उसमें कहीं और नए लेकर आ जाते हैं. सो दैट ट्रांजिशन अक्रॉस द कंपनी एंड रिटेन, मतलब अच्छे एम्प्लॉयज को वी विल ट्राई एंड आस्क देम टू स्टे बैक इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो व्हाट एज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, व्हाट एज एन एचआर मैनेजर यू कैन डू so that people retain in the company for longer period of time, right? So these are 5 major things that a human resource manager generally perform in the company. Baki functions इनसे related. So recruitment, hiring, restructuring, transition, and retention. Right? Any questions so far? So these are simple things, process, how we actually bring in the right people. So we're not going into too much details. I'll send you this PPT to study. If you have questions, you can ask this question because I've already made you understand this entire thing. We will just talk about these boxes: input, actions, and output. So input is basically what kind of skills required for the people to perform a job. So वो कैसे आएगा? When you are bringing in the people, you are checking their competencies and skills, and you are bringing those people inside. Then what actions needs to be done? So what are the actions these people are taking for that? For example, talent movement. किसी को एक डिपार्टमेंट से उठा के दूसरे में डाल दिया, प्रमोशंस कर दिए, ट्रांसफर्स कर दिए, पास्ट ट्रेंड्स देख लिए, नए इंटरव्यूज कर लिए. So all these things comes under action plan that we take while they are inside the organization. How to bring them is input. What are they going to do is actions. Then output. Then output is what results you are going to do. Right? So three things we study for this is workforce analytics. कि क्या-क्या analytics है जो भी हमने पिछली में भी पढ़ा. Employee demographic data क्या है कि हमारे region में, because it becomes very typical problem for an organization to hire the right kind of people in the company is when they don't find the right resources, right kind of people. Why they don't find the right kind of people? Because their demographic area where they have opened a new factory does not allow them to have people. But now imagine somebody starts an organization, new factory in Bihar. Now maximum Bihar people who are skilled have already gone to various states to perform jobs. So now what will happen is, well, the demographically Bihar is very rich with people, populated area, but most of the people are already outside. So what is going to happen is there are chances that there are kind of gaps which might be there, that you are not able to find the right kind of people. So that is the reason why when organizations open up new manufacturing centers, new manufacturing companies, they study all that in advance. Then they decide which place they are going to open their new plant. That's why you will say Pune will have lot many, right? Mohali will have, Gurgaon will have, Mumbai will have. So why these particular areas specifically in India have too much of manufacturing is purely because they want to create the hub. So that's the problem of not having the right skill.
Ma'am, you're not audible. Your voice is breaking.
At senior level, what is beneficial is that medium to senior level people transfer from which they, right? They can easily be available. If your citizen को labor workforce period gets very difficult. Yes, Apurva.
Ma'am, you are not audible since 1 minute. I think this was the problem with everyone, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, it seems like you are into X.
Ma'am, you are not at all audible. And when you're audible, we cannot understand because the voice is breaking.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking, ma'am.
मैम का ग्रुप में मैसेज आया टू लॉग इन अगेन आई थिंक हमें लीव तक तो फिर से ज्वाइन करना वही
She has to join again. Means she's saying that she will log in again.
yes I think she has watched that ग्रुप में
What happened?
So there was some network issue. We didn't
Okay,
hear, ma'am.
okay, no problem. She's joining. She's about to join. So guys, this is your first day, and my expectation is that I've discussed it with ma'am as well, that in the this session after 4 months you should be behaving like a super professional HR manager. So think like that. This time you guys will get so much of practical assignments. Till the time you will not work hard, you will not behave like a manager. What exactly you want to become, start behaving like that. Immaterial when you are going to join, when you are going to take that position, but before that you should understand each and every aspects of HR management. You never know that what exactly next is waiting for you. So I have deliberately asked that key end of the day, because when your final exam will be there, some experts will come from outside, and they should feel like that they should recruit you immediately. That kind of feeling must be there. You go for a what is the recruitment processes, how you work on internship, work on live projects. Don't sit idle. Startup YSI, if you want internship, you can start with YSI. So many things are there which you can do. And HR is a very wide spectrum. If you go, HR is not only for recruitment only. HR is for the training purposes. HR is for strategic HR. Even HR managers are very much responsible for the business development. Till now, what was happening that in corporate, I am talking about the corporate, that HR people are considering HR as a support function for the sales function. Go to any company, the sales function will be the top priority for everybody. Why? Can you tell me, Vanshika? Can you help me to understand that why most of the time organizations are giving priority for sales functions?
So because it is a major part of an organization.
Okay. Beyond that, what?
So
It's a
may I?
major part of, yeah, Arya, why not?
Because it is the only part of the company which is exposed to the outer world. Like sales department is the only which deals with people, their customers. So I think that's why it had been given so much of importance.
Then what is the role of HR management? You do you feel that HR management don't have any importance?
They have importance. Like they are the one who plan everything. They Actually, I was reading a book and I read that human resource management is like HR managers, they plan everything, all the organizations, whether it's sales management or finance or marketing, they are like nowadays they are becoming a part of the organization through which the different plannings goes on.
As a HR manager, you guys should understand business first. Don't think that you are only HR manager. If you'll behave like HR manager, you will not be able to do. You should be as good as to handle anything at any point of time. Sometimes even if you have to go for sales, you go for sales. Then only you will understand the pain point of the salesperson. Sometimes they expect one HR manager is handling 200 people, 400 people in a company. Do you know this? And everybody is having only one expectation, that HR manager will help me to promote, help me to get salary, help me to, if my boss is not good, so she will understand. I should not go and immediately, complain about my boss. So in that scenario, as a HR manager, you should always keep yourself, alert. Then only you will be able to understand your role in a much different way, which you call a strategic HR. Right? So please ask questions, as many questions you can ask to Archana ma'am. She's very well, experienced professional. Right? So utilize these things. Such kind of things you will not get in India, because here what exactly most of the courses are there where people are giving you videos, or people are teaching, they are from academic background, they have never worked in the corporate, so they don't know basics. They know the chapters and books, and that's all. To utilize this forum and this opportunity, with the utmost care, and ensure that after 4 months or 6 months, you should be that much capable that you should be 5 years ahead than a normal HR manager. Think from that perspective. Material you are, whatever you are doing in your academic courses, that does not matter. Okay, ma'am is, I think, there, so please continue with ma'am. Yeah, Archana ma'am, are you there? Yeah, still she is having, I think, some technical issues. Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, still voice is not coming clearly. Yeah, just check. Okay, guys. All the best. Otherwise, you can close the day. You can close the day for the day, because already, you're not able to connect. So never mind. We can connect tomorrow. Tomorrow at the same time, 6:10. Right? Till the time, you guys, please prepare your questions. Ask, bombard the questions. Right? And I'm pretty sure you'll get very good answers, very practical answers. Provided you should be capable to ask the question. Don't sit idle. I don't want that. You should be, a good listener. Well, you should be having a good questions as well. Don't think from the HR perspective. Think from the finance perspective. Think from the sales perspective. Think from the operations perspective. Think from the problem which you can solve as HR person. Think from the company owner's perspective. Who knows, tomorrow you can be an entrepreneur. You can be an owner. You can be a trainer. You can be a coach. So many variety are there. And HR is one of the most important functions in any company. And it will help you to become a very good person in your personal life as well. Yeah, ma'am, I hope you are able to. Hello? No. I think let's call it a day, and maybe you can connect to tomorrow. No problem. Right? So let's connect tomorrow. Let's connect tomorrow. No problem. Yeah. We are not able to hear you. Let's connect tomorrow. Just drop a message. Let's connect tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, let's connect tomorrow. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye. Be ready and ask more questions. This time, I want that everybody should be much more well prepared than any other HR manager who are working in it. It's all experience. Nothing else is there. कुछ भी नहीं होता है multinationals में. ये सिर्फ इधर का सोच है. Ask जितना आपको ट्रेनिंग चाहिए, जो भी आपको आइडिया चाहिए, we are ready to support you. Work hard. If you are capable, you can learn here a lot. ठीक है, टाइम पास मत करना. Otherwise, it will be, कहते हैं ना कि वो आपका ही नुकसान होगा, हमारा कुछ नहीं. ठीक है?
Yes,
I
sir.
have very high expectation this time. इस बार मैंने personally मैडम बोला है कि जितने भी candidates हैं, they should be doing every day. They should get involved that much. They should be working on so many practical aspects of HR management. No mercy, at least for next 6 months. So all the best and thank you very much. Do well. ठीक है?
Thank you,
जहाँ पे
sir.
भी खड़े रहना, लगे कि हाँ कोई खड़ा है. यही है वैसे. और लाइफ में एक ही प्रॉब्लम आप फेस करोगे वैसे ही से जाने के बाद. 2 इंटरव्यू दोगे, दोनों में सिलेक्शन हो जाएगा. और डिलेमा यही रहेगा कि ज्वाइन कौन सा कर. राइट? ये इतिहास है अपना.